Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Rachel and I'm a huge Eurovision fan as well as a musician, and in today's video I'm going to be reacting to Ukraine's entry for this year's Eurovision Song Contest. It's Alyona and Heil with Teresa Maria. So they won the Vidbeer national selection this year, so I've heard positive things about this one. I know that it's quite high regarded amongst the Eurovision fans, but I'm not going to let that cloud my judgment today when I'm reviewing the song. So I'm just going to listen to the song for the first time and give a score out of 10, some musical analysis and commentary, and then my own thoughts on the music. So I hope you enjoy the video and consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. And yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into this, and please ignore the bright daylight, morning daylight coming onto my face. Okay. There's a nice setting on that electric guitar. Okay, native language. Strong backing vocals here. This is really quite effective. Oh, okay. Oh, I can feel the goosebumps. Okay, let's just cut in here before we get the next bit of the music. So far, okay, what's going on in here? Really interesting things, very subtle things, but still interesting to hear. So the whole melody line, I guess, what I've heard so far, is syncopated. So we're kind of getting the first beat and the first note of each line of the music kind of slightly before the drum beat comes in. So it's sort of like slightly ahead of the game. It feels like we're anticipating something. It feels rushed, kind of like this sort of frantic energy, even though the pace of the song is quite slow in terms of the speed of it. So that's a really kind of interesting musical device to be using, I think. Just that syncopated rhythm is really like juxtaposing against this slightly laid back backing track. So I think that's really cool. So we got these kind of strong choral backing vocals singing all in unison with the lead vocal. So it's all this kind of like chordal texture, very harmonic, just creating this beautiful singing vocal layers in there, sung vocal layers, I guess. I think this is really interesting to listen to so far, just from like, I guess, a choral perspective. When you're listening to all the vocal lines, I think it really just sounds beautifully done. Yeah, there's a little bit of string work in there, a bit of a kind of violin cello section, and that's always, when it's added into music, when it's done well, it makes the song just that little bit more emotionally charged. And personally, it's a favourite thing of mine when they add a bit of a string section in there. So yeah, interesting so far. This seems very melancholy. And I think everything in the backing track is underpinning that melancholy vibe as well. Just everything's come together so nicely. Oh, very earthy piano tones in there. Ooh, that's interesting. Oh, okay. that was a really interesting thing to hear. Obviously, Ukraine bring their A game when they bring a rap song. They've done it for the past few years now, and it really works. It really does work. It just sounds really great. But I think something really interesting about this was the way the rap was kind of underscored by this chanting backing vocal. It had this sort of tribal sound to it and this sort of R&B rap style. I think that's a really cool blend to have in the track as well. Lots of energy in here, it's great. Nice harmonies here now. Yeah, that guitar, really nice. Very London Grammar. Oh, wow. Okay. Do you know what? I liked a lot of the choices they made in there. Just kind of this blend of the rap with this slightly more tribal backing vocals, and then of course Jerry Heil's lead vocals, which are very much like this sort of indie, really kind of emotional indie vocal in amongst that mix, and it's just a really nice recipe altogether. It comes out with something you wouldn't expect, but really, really nice. So yeah, like I said before, they have some really nice instrumental techniques in there. That guitar was nice. The strings really added something extra to the track. I feel though what was missing in this track was a change of chord progression. It did stick to the same chord progression throughout, which sometimes works in a song, and some people do like that particular style, and I do think in some cases it does work, like with Shum back in 2021. They stuck with the same chord progression throughout, but the song progressively got faster and faster, more frantic and more emotionally charged as it progressed. With this one, I do feel like it is slightly pedestrian because the chord progression doesn't go anywhere, it doesn't change, and the only real change up we get in here is that middle section with the rap. So I do feel like we could have had perhaps something different towards the end, just to tie everything together and give an extra moment of interest. I feel like we were missing that final kind of climax moment in the song. But I do really like what I heard in those 3 minutes. I think there was some really nice things going on in there. So in terms of a score out of 10 for this one, I'm going to say a solid 7 so far for this. I think there's some really nice things in there, but I think what could have taken it a bit further for me personally is if there was just an additional section in there in lieu of something else, just to kind of bring the song to a new level. It was missing that final kind of like goosebumpy spark for me. But let me know what you think in the comments down below for this one. It's again a really strong piece for Ukraine. You know, they're going to definitely qualify this year, 100%. And yeah, it's emotional and it will grip a listener across Europe. I feel like you don't need to speak Ukrainian to understand and to really feel the power of this track. So yeah, I'm excited to now listen to Norway's track as well. We've got quite a few more released as well, from Italy, from Latvia and from Finland. So we've got so much more to catch up on, but stay tuned for that and consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys soon.